Russia's Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev said his country, unlike its foreign partners including France, believes that settling the conflict in Syria should be done by the Syrians themselves. He added that Russia did not consider interference in the internal affairs of sovereign countries as a correct step, even if it had questions about human rights. He pointed out that these questions should be addressed to both the Syrian government and opposition. He said both sides were responsible for the violence and should be convinced to sit at the table of dialogue and reach agreement about the future of the Syrian people as a whole. A suicidal terrorist blast in a booby-trapped car has killed 2 citizens and injured 4 in Jdeida Tartous in Damascus suburbs. The explosion also left material damage on the site. In Damascus suburbs, Syrian army units targeted a terrorist gathering at the crossing point of Al-Buwaida, Al-Hijjera, Al-Diabiya areas, destroying their weapons and ammunition. A number of terrorists were killed. Their Doshka-equipped vehicles were destroyed. In Daraya, an army unit clashed with Al-Qaeda-linked terrorists, killing and wounding a large number of them. Some of the terrorists fled away to neighboring residential buildings and shops. Earlier, a Syrian army unit eliminated a number of terrorists belonging to Al-Qaeda organization. They had committed acts of killing and vandalism at the entrance of Zamalka. An army unit destroyed 2 cars equipped with machine guns and loaded with weapons and ammunition, killing and wounding the terrorists and seizing the ammunition therein in an operation in Kerm al-Jabal in Aleppo. The army carried out 2 more operations near Al-Sina'a school and Al-Salihin police station, killing and wounding dozens of Al-Qaeda-linked terrorists. Army units also continued to clear Al-Ma'amil area in Al-Layramoun from terrorists, destroying their equipment. An army unit destroyed a training camp that was used by terrorist groups for their criminal operations in Kafr Takharim town in Idlib suburbs. A number of terrorists were killed and others were wounded in the operation. Another army unit eliminated a number of terrorists and injured others in Jidar Bakfaloon village in Idlib suburbs. In another context, the engineering units dismantled 4 explosive devices planted by terrorists in Arih Hamhambel Road, each weighing 100 kilograms and prepared to be remotely detonated. In Hama, the Syrian Arab Army carried out 2 operations killing a number of Al-Qaeda terrorists in the village of Asaile to the south of the city. The operations also resulted in the destruction of 10 of the terrorists' vehicles, including 3 pickups equipped with Doshka machine guns. Border guards eliminated a number of terrorists who tried to infiltrate from Lebanon into Tel al-Farah and Tel Kalakh in Homs countryside. Others fled into Lebanese territories. Among the killed terrorists was Mohammed Abdelaziz Nasser, an Egyptian national. Also in Homs, 8 citizens, including children who had been kidnapped by Al-Qaeda terrorist groups, have been freed. The People's Assembly organized a workshop on population and development under the current circumstances. The participants discussed the role of the Assembly and the UN Population Fund in supporting the government's efforts in presenting humanitarian assistance to the population. Speaker of the People's Assembly, Mohammed Al-Laham, stressed the importance of cooperation between civil and official institutions to overcome the obstacles hindering the development process in Syria through restoring stability, rebuilding damaged areas, and returning displaced people to their houses, adding that this is the government's main priority. The cabinet discussed the services and economic situation and the measures to protect vital installations and services utilities from terrorist assaults. Prime Minister Dr. Wael al-Halaqi reviewed the difficulties facing the health, services and electricity sectors, indicating to the role of the civil society in protecting the vital and industrial establishments and highways. Deputy Prime Minister for Services Affairs, Minister of Local Administration Omar Ghalawinji, briefed the ministers on the situation of the services sector and the transgressions against its facilities, which reflected negatively on the citizens' livelihood. Deputy Prime Minister for Economic Affairs, Minister of Internal Trade and Consumer Protection, Qadri Jamil, reviewed the government's procedures to provide food materials and oil derivatives, stressing that the reserves and storage of local needs are sufficiently available for the next stages.